A question I often ask actors is, what are you doing? And they often look a bit confused and dumbfounded. Hi, I'm Simon Furness. I'm an actor and a teacher, and I really want to tell you about what I do in terms of my work and my relationship to the craft of acting. I began to teach acting through doing acting. I remember very clearly being quite shaken up by watching an actor called Nicholas Williamson. I saw him in a film called Inadmissible Evidence, but he seemed to be fundamentally, insufferably alive in the way that human beings show themselves to be alive in their most tender, delicate, painful moments. And I wondered how he did that. I didn't have any idea that I could do that, or that I could even teach other people to do that, to access the innermost parts of themselves. And that's finally what I got really interested in. I've developed a technique based on praising the student, on encouraging them, on really provoking them sometimes into revealing their truest, most intimate parts of themselves, which after all is what we respond to, what an audience responds to. Why wouldn't you? After all, what makes an artist, I think, is curiosity. If you aren't curious about yourself, about who you are, how you relate to the world, what's important to you, then you'll never bring that depth of understanding to anything you play. People fondly assume it's just a matter of walking and talking at the same time, but nothing could be further from the truth. After all, the greatest actors make it look easy. They make it look so they've never been to class or they don't have any technique. I'm especially passionate about teaching acting at this period because we're going through an extraordinary crisis. That means that we are physically limited, and that's definitely true of actors and the spaces they're able to occupy. So a lot of my work now I am adapting to work online, especially via Zoom. And this is just another way of tuning the instrument. It's really important to keep in contact with fellow actors, fellow creatives, fellow artists, even in that medium. And I've discovered that a lot can be accomplished then. A lot of the exercises that I were using in a physical space can be translated over into an online environment. The most fundamental thing is to encourage the actor to really listen to their partner, and ultimately to themselves. To do that, I use a very basic fundamental exercise called the repetition exercise. And what that really means is that if I'm really looking at you and the first thing I notice is that you're wearing a blue t-shirt, I will tell you you're wearing a blue t-shirt, and you repeat that back. There's no intellectuality in that, there's no need to think. If you don't have to think about what you're saying, then that leaves your attention free to focus on something else, namely your partner's behavior, how they're talking to you, how they're relating to you, how they're responding to you. Because after all, when a scene is going really well, you can bet that the actors aren't really listening to the words. They're relating to, they're responding off, they're feeding off each other's behavior. I say to an actor, do something, fix your hair, fix your belt, you know, take your shoe off or something, then at least you'll be physically engaged. It's a process of starting from a thing called the character, which exists purely on the page, to really linking the actor up to this rather abstract concept. I might do something in one way, but the character does it in another. So how do you navigate that? Have they come from a day where they've just been fired by their boss? Have they just discovered that their wife has been unfaithful to them? Then the actor has to do something to alter their inner emotional state. They can't just walk on as if they've walked in from the dressing room. They find the truth from within themselves. The questions are always the same, you know, what am I doing in this scene? Where am I? What do I want? How do I feel about this person? And the great joy is connecting an actor up with their own personal answers to those questions.